And then they'll usually, they're very honest. They've done this, and they'll say, oh, geez, I made $500. You don't owe me anything. Because if they only made $200, they say, my minimum was $300. So then, you give them the difference,
Okay.
I believe you give them the difference. Don't quote me on that, but, so.
I believe when there's a minimum, if the minimum is $500 and they sell $400 worth of goods, then you would agree to pay the other 100.
Right.
So that's
logic. So, yeah, it's all at the end, because you don't
Okay.
know what they've done until they've done it.
So they at least get.
And of course, weather is.
yes, huge.
Knock on wood, we've never had a bad, rainy, icky day. It's always been at least just cloudy and kite flyable and kickball playable. So it's hard to see, what the bad would be of it.
One of my suggestions would be if if the committee and is in an agreement with the vendor that there's a minimum, then you have to work out also how they're keeping track of do they have a register, because you'll need to see something.
Absolutely, I agree.
Like some sort of something.
And their insurance and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking about the money right now, of course, their insurance. But yes, and then on that day, it's a little bit more work for the committee, because somebody will then be assigned to checking with them.
Right.
See kind of where they're at, so how things are going and so forth.
Tracking the sales on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't wait till the end to ask them. You kind of want to know, as you're going
We
along.
usually go around and see how they're doing and stuff, so.
Well, and that's absolutely, if they're asking for a minimum, then that needs to happen. Do we also we don't need to do that if they're not requiring a minimum though, correct?
No, in that case, you would just want to see how satisfied they are and, how the day,
things going
check in with them to make sure they know you're, are pulling for
Glad
them.
they're there, and
Yeah.
we appreciate.
But you don't have, it's not as,
Transactional.
yeah, you don't have to,
it's
you
not
don't have to do, be asking them how much money they're making.
Hey, Giselle, what are you selling that pistachio gelato for?
Do I just call him Gelato Man?
Jesse's Gelato.
How do you spell?
Jesse.
Oh, Jesse, Jesse. Just Jesse
He does a really
Gelato?
nice job.
What's not to
Jesse's
love about
Gelato.
gelato?
Jesse's Gelato. Okay,
It's gelato with a
thank you.
G?
Pardon?
J. It's gelato with a G.
G-E-L.
I do the event planning at
E-T-O.
Angelo's, and it's his son-in-law, Josh Battaglia's son-in-law. But he lives here in Villa Park, so I was trying to find a local purveyor, and he and his wife are Villa Park residents.
Good.
That's nice. So I have nothing else on the updates. It's pretty much just down to, and we've got this, we can decide how many we want to do. The food now, so. And I know we want to do that, and I'm sure, I don't know if Eliza was kind of tied up with Where's Lucky, so she hasn't got to it, but that's her next thing. But anybody, certainly, if you see anything or have an idea of something you'd like to try, or, it's a small place, so it's not, can't have probably more than two. I think the first time we did it, didn't we have two food trucks there and some kind
Yeah,
of
I
ice
mean,
cream or
the
something?
only thing, obviously I'm going to be there in the morning, but, with Lauren's baby shower that day. I think with the kickball game was having a starting time at 1:30, having a time that's and publicizing that,
you guys
because
organize that, so you can
Right.
organize it still.
and then having an older kids game and the younger kids game. And then I did think I really wanted to have some wiffle ball, like some t-ball or something just. I could have a tea with some wiffle
For the
balls.
littler kids, well,
Well, I mean,
can't we
just-
do that? Yeah.
Just for another activity.
But you're not gonna be there to organize it.
Well-
so. Maybe next year.
I was a baseball mom, I can help.
I think I'll be there at some point in the day, let's put it that way.
Okay, well, yeah, you could say, don't we have the bases?
Right, we have stuff,
So,
yeah.
you know, it's not, being timed or
No, but I think
scored
just
or
having a
anything.
start time though, because some kids were showing up and they wanted to play kickball, and then it seemed like,
Yeah. I
the
think
last
we
few
have to
years, it seemed like the
redo
kites
thing a little
were
bit.
like definitely a big hit and taking over the field, and you want to have room, and then, and then
Yeah, so
start,
if you have a
then the
time,
cart.
then you have to get off of the, you have to get off of the space here. This
It's
is
just the kids that want to play kickball
Kickball.
can maybe come later.
Well,
Do
that's
anyone,
up
do
to
anyone
us.
play Frisbee?
We haven't, but.
We could do that too. I just like,
We gave away Frisbees once.
yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
think
so we
did.
played 'em.
It might be kind of hard Frisbee with all the people running around. I mean, I don't know if it would be a safety hazard, because I'm not that, but little kids getting, I don't know. But that's, I thought we could, at one point, move it to kites and kicks and bubbles and balloons or something, because just have people blowing bubbles all over the whole park. I did buy some of those wands,
The big
long
ones.
wands from Target.
Yeah.
So we've got 24 of those.
They
Wow.
could still have them there too.
So, yeah, so bubbles are always a fun ad, because they're just nothing. They're
And then we just
fun.
have the extra
So
chalk that
then,
we
yeah,
have
then
just
we'll
sitting
have
up
to figure
there.
out how to give those 24 things out, maybe we'll have some kind of a quick contest or trivia question, just something simple that the kids would know, Who's your senator?
Oh, sure. There you go, Mary. That's good.
Well, we could think.
Who's
What's
your-
the-
who are the trustees?
Yeah, what's the
Why'd you
state
just-
bird or something?
Maybe all the members of the fund commission.
It's the fun commission.
State
Red,
bird,
it's a
little-
red, it's a
Cardinal?
red, yeah, the red bird.
Cardinal, yes.
Is our
that's
state
the
bird. The red
Well,
one, you know what
is
I'm
it the
talking about.
cardinal or is it the red?
Is it the cardinal?
I don't know.
No, it's the cardinal, it's the cardinal. It's the red one, the really bright red one.
Okay.
I don't know.
You know, that's
Cardinal.
the male cardinal, that's the bright red.
Yeah.
The female is the
But ours
darker in
isn't-
color.
isn't ours the male cardinal though, or is it just the cardinal?
Okay,
No, but
so
I'm
I
just
think
telling
for
you which
kites
one's
and
really
kicks,
bright
we've
red, and I
got
don't
the hard
understand
stuff
why.
Yeah.
done,
You know why the bright red?
except for the
Sexual selection.
food, and
learned that in
it's always fallen
biology.
into place.
Mhm.
So I think,
Well, we still have time as well.
Yeah, we
I am
still
learning
have some
something in
time, so that's good too. So, if anybody has nothing else for kites and kicks,
Sexual
we'll move on. The next thing in our list here is the Prairie Path cleanup. And that, they'll be putting some stuff up on the kiosks tomorrow, I think. And people have to
Do we have peacocks, I
register.
think?
And it's, there we go.
I didn't give any details in the last minutes. I just said register, but.
It's, you register at ipp.org/cleanup. And they can, it's the simplest thing in the world.
Children would have like milk and mail.
All right.
How we're promoting this as a village, or on our page, I know Eliza's a social media manager.
Yeah.
As far as creating a graphic that maybe that we could share and put out there.
Well, there's a graphic from the Prairie Path that's already on the, that Riley put on the exercise, the exercise building, and.
The rec center?
The
is
building,
it?
the rec center, thank you.
Yes.
I'm the wrong person for this one, I'm just too old. This is what's gonna be put on the kiosks, so this is, what I made for the kiosks. So can we get, it's very simple and,
The flyer, I sent it to Eliza, because they had a flyer with a QR code.
yeah, that's probably the thing that's on the village hall and, the.
Because I sent that to Eliza, and she
was.
wanted to put
Thank you.
something, I don't know.
That's-
Yeah, I didn't get that. I got a list of
I can
people
send
that
it to you.
signed up so far. Yeah. You can do that.
Do you want us to put something up with the QR code as well?
I don't know if that one had the QR code, the one, because that was from the Prairie Path people, the one that was up there.
Oh, well, I thought.
I have a flyer.
Thought you said you have a flyer?
I have a flyer.
That has a QR code on it.
Yes, I didn't try the QR code, I don't know where it goes to, but I can send it to you.
I can, if you send it to me and I check it and it works, then I can put it up if you'd like me to.
Did you all get a chance to take a peek at this?
If it's the same one as that one, then yes.
It is.
I think it is.
Yeah, her too.
We just had to send them down both
Yes, the same
aisles.
one.
Yeah.
The A side and the B side. So.
Just wanted to make sure everybody got a turn.
So what, all we really have to do is if you want to join in, which would be fun to do, it's really a fun day, is just register, sign up, and just bring gloves if you have some gloves, and wear pants and sturdy shoes. And it's just you grab a garbage bag at the pavilion by the museum. We'll try and get some kind of music, a boombox or something. And you just go out. And we can add, last year we did the Salt Creek Trail. And
We'll be
if
free.
we have enough people, if we're early enough and people are feeling good, we could even go to the one where they made the new, out in Rotary Park. And what somebody had said, I was talking to, I don't know if I was talking to the guy from the Prairie Path thing or something, but he said that Lombard or some village makes this their whole park cleanup day. They don't only do the Prairie Path, but then they have people that go and, sign up to do parks. And I thought, well, that's kind of a good idea for maybe next year we could put that in our back pocket to try and make it a cleanup for all of our parks, because it's the time of year where you can, pull a few weeds maybe, or you don't want to do too much because of the bees. You have to keep the bees and their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But there's garbage everywhere. It flies.
Yeah.
So maybe a neighborhood could pick a park and just do it.
Okay, and what day is it again?
It is April 26th.
April 26th.
It's from 9 to 12, and it's just you come and go and you do what you want to do. Actually, I'll say just FYI, first come, first served, gets the most garbage. Gets the most satisfaction, because sometimes people show up at like 11 and there's just nothing to do anymore because everybody's come and everything is nice and clean already. But then we just collect the garbage and in a local spot, a couple different spots, and they pick it up and we're all done. Are you laughing at my local spot?
No, there are
Well,
some
put it-
treasures that like, you miss out on if you're not there first.
Yes, sometimes they have contests, how many Barbie dolls were
Records,
found.
dolls.
And afterwards, you can send them over to 455 North Harvard to do my
Old Barbie dolls. So, yeah, it is funny that he did even make a comment. He says, if there's something that's really, really big that you can't, just let us know. And I think they said, what are people throwing bed frames or something out there? Maybe
Well,
they
I
have.
think we get some of the homeless on the path sometimes
Yeah, I
that
bet.
might leave some debris behind.
I would not be surprised with anything these days.
You never know.
So does anybody have any other questions on that? I mean, as far as advertising, the Prairie Path is advertising it. We've got this and we've got it at the two places. I have some of these if anybody wants to go around and see if a business wants to put them in their,
Windows.
and their bulletin boards, like the coffee place. has a
Yeah.
Bulletin board or something.
You have a few more copies of these?
I do have some of these, someplace, so. And, this is a pretty,
Thank you,
do
Mary.
you want some more? Anybody else want something to pass out? We
I'd
used
take
to
a
do this all the time. Leslie and I would go to everywhere, pass out flyers, but it
Thank
gets
you.
harder the older you get.
Did you guys want any? Oh, sure thing.
Yeah, you can.
Sign up.
So the most
If you
important
send-
thing.
If you have this as digital, send it digital, because then it goes everywhere from the top, from.
Well, I think the
Chamber
Prairie
Facebook,
Prairie
Chamber
Path
email.
guy,
If
does
it's a
all that.
digital copy in my
so-
inbox, it just goes out to everybody.
Perfect.
Nice.
Okay, so any questions on that? That's our next thing. So, and then after that, I've got the spring sweep, which is not really our event, but Bob Wagner wanted to work with us and let us know that what's going on with the spring sweep. And the spring sweep is, what's my notes on that? That's May 17th from 9 to 12. And so he gave me a list of the people that he has already, going earth paint, simple recycling, the LRS Pro Shred, which is always a big hit, Capital Metal, the Lions Club, the FW, I think they do glasses, interstate batteries. They have a flyer that comes out too. So with more of the things that they have, working bikes. This scarce, I don't know what that is. It's all caps, SCARC.
Yeah, that's
tell you that.
recycling books
Yeah.
and,
Oh, okay.
Teachers go there and
Oh,
get
okay.
lots of stuff for classrooms.
Okay, so that's what he had there.
I'm sorry, Mary, what are the times again on that?
It's
9
9
to
to
12.
12.
Thank you.
And they have a lot of opportunities for volunteers there, which is basically what we would do. Kathy and I have always worked there. We worked shuffling, telling people where to go and what lane to be in and where to move in their cars. And just
Getting
remember
tired
to bring
thinking
some
about
water. because
I did not bring water
usually
last year.
Water is good. And that just, there's lots of going up and down and seeing if people need it, you always need bodies just to do whatever. It's not hard, and it's kind of fun, because you get to talk to people.
And what's the address or where we meet?
That's over on Home Street, but it's by Village Hall. It's down this whole street. They stack the trucks up from this to the other end. And they usually come in the outer end.
Right.
I don't know what the name of that street is. And then they come down this way and they leave out on Ardmore there.
take your point.
So that's always a problem.
Harvard,
you
is
know,
it
as far as
Harvard that they come?
Is
Yeah,
it the
I know.
Harvard?
How
Yeah.
they organize it, but, that's Mr. Wagner's baby, but, so there's that, and what else? Spring Sweep, okay. I wanted to ask Gina about the summer, what is the summer program called? Not Summerfest, you can't use Summerfest, what is it?
Summer Festival.
Summer Festival. Are you gonna be doing the little tents and that
Yes.
same thing and everything?
Uh-huh.
Do we have to be invited for that, or do we have to pay a fee to have
No,
a
we
tent?
waive the fee for community groups.
Okay.
So we're meeting tomorrow, and one of the things we're going to go through are the people that participated last year and make sure everybody receives
Mhm.
the form. Since I am the liaison, I know that the chairperson has changed, so I'll make sure that
Okay,
that goes to
I
you.
don't think we did much last year. It was kind of, we had things in flux, so.
Well, but maybe I
Yeah.
should just ask you, do you want to be involved? Is
I
the
know we were before, and I think it's a really nice idea, and it was a lot of fun. We did a photo booth type
Mm-hmm.
of thing, and I think, what are the hours of the times that you?
Well, what is the date?
It goes from 11 a.m. until 10, but the tents are set up until, it gets dark, so
Dark.
maybe around 8 o'clock or so.
Even 8.
Do you have a date, Gina?
June 21st? I just need to make sure I'm telling you the Saturday.
11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Yes, June 21st. I couldn't remember if it was the
Thank you.
21st or the 22nd. How about this, Mary? I'll make sure that you get the form.
Okay.
And you could decide
Right,
with
well, we
the
can-
commission.
Next month, we can put that on our
Yeah.
agenda to make a definite decision.
Perfect.
I just like to say, it was a lot of fun, and the policemen were coming and getting their pictures taken, and it's a lot of community fun, too.
It's more fun when the weather's good, just
That's
like all
true.
activities
Just like
outside.
everything.
Yeah.
Isn't it all?
Just like everything, but, so, there's that.
Last year, it was hot, unbelievably hot and humid.
Better than hot than raining.
Rainy.
Yes, that is true. Rain is not your friend, but the heat is also. I think it affected people, how much they were
The
there.
last 2 years even, because I remember 2 years ago it was so hot, my kids got the bounce house pass.
Yep.
And by the time their shoes were off, they couldn't even walk around. It was so hot on their feet.
Yeah.
The bounce houses were 1,000,000 degrees, so, not that you could do anything about it, it was still
Yeah,
a fun
really.
day, but, yeah, they couldn't even bounce in the bounce houses because their feet were so hot on the concrete.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking to make a few changes to the attractions this year. We'll have some of the bounce stuff.
Yeah, no, the
But-
bounce stuff is always a hit with the kids,
Yeah.
it was just when it was so hot, it was tough.
I know.
And just get that big truck they have that has water in it and just spray.
Well, on the hot days, we do have it's called the
mister?
Mister. It's a misting tent.
Oh, there you go.
Those
Yeah.
are nice.
Yeah.
The mystery.
I like that one.
Yeah.
They get in and cool off.
Yeah, which is really a nice way to cool off.
Okay, so that's.
In fact, I believe we invested in a new one last year that's really cool.
Okay, I just wanted to, it's not on the agenda, so I don't know if you have to, I just thought of this. We also have, I believe, the 4th of July parade that we have in the past done a little float. I have to see, my husband might not be able to pull the truck this year. I don't know what his is gonna be, so I don't know if we know anybody that's he wouldn't mind people driving his truck, I just don't think he's gonna be driving it. But we had a little float, and it was kind of fun, we played music, and so that's something too that we could think about, a community thing. But,
Maybe put on the agenda next.
yeah, put that on the check, I forgot that. So we'll do these two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's next? So that's it. Now I have on here, set up subcommittees for the clock tower. Now I know this clock tower thing, it's a real, for as many people as really want to do it, there's many people that say it's just not gonna it's just not gonna work. I did hear from, I believe, it was from Manager Harlan, I believe, and he said that Mike Guerrero, I believe, had said that he used to work in Peatone. I think it was Peatone, I wrote that down. I'm sorry, I had that in my head now. A town that had very similar, if not the exact clock. The same problem happened. They collected a bunch of money, they thought so did they, and it worked for 2 years and then it broke again. Which makes sense. So I'm thinking, I mean, I would not say no if we have enough people that really want to do it, because heaven knows, I have a million ideas that would be perfect to tie into that. But if somebody could start thinking about maybe somehow doing, I don't know what, maybe a big clock at the museum, or, you know, somehow doing something to this clock that I don't really know. I think it's a brainstorming idea, because you know, I don't think even if we wanted to get enough, you know, it would be a 2 or 3 year process to collect by that time, $35,000. And if it's going to be for 2 years, is it going to be satisfactory to people after 2 years? And they say, well, we worked so hard, or we collected all that money, and look at what happened. It might not. It might work for another 100 years. Who knows? So I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts on that.
I think, let's leave the clock broken, but let's still do your fun activities.
Well, that's definitely we could do.
It doesn't have to be a fundraiser to fix,
No, it
I don't
doesn't.
think.
And I'm not a big fan of fundraising.
No, I don't think so either,
It's
but I
not
think
what
your
we-
ideas
what I
around the
want to
clock
do.
tower were really good.
I was thinking I don't know.
And it would be something just to,
Maybe we could
Just
come up
make
with
fun of
some
the
other
broken
kind of a
clock.
slogan around that park, where the clock is.
yeah, I think
You know, because
there's
everyone's
other.
always say, oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, oh, Villa Park.
Yeah.
It's always 5
That's what I'm
o'clock.
saying, let's
Always
just
5
make
o'clock
fun
at
of
Villa
it.
Park. I don't know if you could do something like that to just maybe turn it into more of a tongue-in-cheek type of
Yes,
thing.
that's what I'm kind of saying.
But I know, Kathy, that was a big thing, and I don't want to say it isn't going to happen or anything, but
No, everything is like,
it's for as much as I thought it was so cool for when it just, it's just hard, and it's hard without the support of certain people, and I don't say people aren't supporting you, but when I don't think the Rotary Park wants anything to do with it. They're not. That's not their thing, and they haven't contacted me when I've emailed them. So I mean, I get it. Tell me 20 times that this is not something for you, and I think they probably would be a great, big old support. If you had their support on you and they thought this was a great idea, and they know much more because he's the one that he was with the Rotary. Yes, Jean?
I just want to share a little bit and add on to what you said. So the Rotary Club gifted that clock to the village. And like you said, it stopped working. And they started doing some research, and I don't think they can find a clock like this one that another community has that has not also stopped working. And it's very, very expensive to fix it. So I believe that the Rotary Club in Villa Park is not on board with, investing that money, whether, it's fundraising or what have you. It sounds like they're concerned that they don't want to throw, good money
that was the
after
whole
bad
thing.
kind
It's
of.
only going to be 2 years.
So I really do believe that they're trying to make, the Rotary Club is trying to make a good financial decision, not that they're fuddy-duddying the clock.
Yeah, I'm sure too that the Rotary Club didn't put these clocks up all over the place and go, we're really going to mess up all these people.
And it's 35.
True thing. Pardon?
And it's 35 grand just to repair it? That's an
Well,
estimate?
I'm estimating it was 20, and then it was like 21, and I'm estimating in the future because it was
Okay.
a couple of years ago. It's just a generalization, but yes, it's thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that's a lot for something that's not guaranteed to work.
I'm not sure, somebody might say I'm crazy, but you could take, put something else in two of the sides, and then put clocks that run on a AA battery on the other side.
If there's something else.
Because
that
then
we
it
can
would,
do.
or you put four with AA battery and help get them as close as you possibly can, but it's a little, I don't know, we got this clock out there that is a beautiful clock that's only right twice a day.
Yeah, and I think it's a beautiful clock the way it is. It doesn't work, and that.
Or maybe they put something else in it,
Some people, it would be nice if it worked too, I would say that. The Marshall Field clock always worked, It's known for that.
Well, there's a Marshall Fields in Oak Park on Lake in
Yeah.
Harlem, very
Yeah.
close to where I live. And they have like a miniature version of the clock there. And that clock had been stopped for a while, but when businesses started moving into that building, and it's architecturally a beautiful building,
It is.
inside and outside, they got the clock fixed. So the clock works now, but for a long time it was stopped, and also only right twice a day.
So I don't know. So it's either we look at it a different way, or we just kind of keep thinking about it and trying to foment something that maybe somebody will have a light bulb on their heads. Oh, this is what we should do. I don't
Well,
know.
I think we don't even, none of us are clockmakers. I don't think any of us know what the options are. I think that's a fabulous idea. Go to Costco and get 4, who would know?
Sticky tape.
And the
Yeah.
monument would still stand.
Mhm.
There's a fabulous clock guy in Villa Park, and I wish there was some way he could just look at it and not fix it, but say, oh yeah,
Oh, I
you can't do it.
couldn't.
Maybe you could do a digital, maybe you could close up the other 3 and just have one clock that worked. If we had somebody that knew anything about clocks, we're still talking about that guy like $25,000 10 years ago, how much, do they even make the part? you know.
That's a good
Right, yeah, I
question.
do
We're
think
not
It's
sure.
gonna have to be something different, something, you know, it's not gonna be coming, bring in, here's $25,000.
Right.
Redo this collective.
And then I wonder, I don't like the idea of having a clock that doesn't work. So if it's never gonna work, maybe we could just put a fountain there, or put a bush there, or,
A bush.
Pushes
Yeah.
always
A statue?
work. They
Yeah.
do.
but I think it's a, you know, it's a beautiful monument, but it looks like we gave up, you know, we don't.
Well,
You
yeah.
have like a kid with chocolate.
I don't know if it does that.
Or do what they did in England with the phone was turn them all into
I mean,
ATM
if
machines.
every
They did
town
that?
in the area.
Turn them all into
has one.
ATMs?
And they all
No.
work.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Western Springs,
Do
Hinsdale.
they- There's all
In
work.
New
Like,
York,
what's
they're
that
turning
big
yours
one?
into
LA.
free Wi-Fi.
There's one in, and there's and one in River Forest in the community that I live in
Yeah,
And that one works?
right now,
Yeah.
but I believe they fixed it. In fact, I took a picture of it, and I'm like, this is great, it works, it's lit up.
Well, I don't know.
I just have two comments on the clock issue. I think, first of all, I think the term you're looking for in terms of like getting it to work, but with replacement modern parts, I think you'd take that to a clockmaker or clock expert and refer to that as retrofitting. You'd want to retrofit a vintage clock for function today. So I think that would be the question. If you have a lead on a clock expert, I think that would be the question to ask. We have an old clock, we know the original parts don't work, they might not be in print anymore. We'd like to retrofit it so that it functions for the community. The other thing that just bubbles to the top of my head, I don't know a lot about these village commissions, but isn't there a historic preservation commission?
Yes.
Do they have any input?
Museum
to-
does
Would it be
that.
worth reaching out cross-commission and reaching out to them and seeing if they, even if they just have any input on the topic?
Who knows, maybe they're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know,
Right,
I'm not sure.
right. At some point, I need to reach out to them about our chamber office, but that's a whole lot different than
Yeah.
your clock. That's much more complicated. So, but those are just my two thoughts, is in terms of like, I think what you're looking at would be retrofitting, and I think that sounds like, if there's a solution, it would be that.
Yeah.
And here again, maybe the Historic Preservation Commission has maybe a lead on a clock guy or some input based on, you know, information they've gathered.
If you know somebody, Kathy.
yeah, great clock guy.
Just go
I
and
take them
tell
to my
them,
antique
yeah.
clock.
To say, this
All right.
is what we have.
Okay.
So
Can you-
Kathy's on the
can-
subcommittee
Is
for
this something
the,
you could help us? Just look at it. Have you heard of our
But
clock?
does he need to get permission from somebody to look at it?
No, I wouldn't think so.
well, look,
Well,
we
if
have
he's
a
gonna take it
budget.
apart and
Well,
look
yeah,
at
yeah,
it.
I mean,
just need to look
yeah,
at
I-
it.
Save the clock tower, we've got a budget for that.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh.
We scrimped and saved and moved stuff
So
around to
you
make
probably
that-
can get an
that-
estimate if you want to look at it.
Yeah.
This
There you
guy's
go.
great, and if you guys need a clock fixed, he's just, and his little shop
think-
is,
Where's this at?
I don't know the name of the
Generally?
street, but it's right behind McDonald's, right over there. I don't know the name of that.
Elm Street?
Maybe Elm Street. It's called Jordan Clocks, and it's a father's son, Jordan. I'll call them and just see.
George and clocks or Jordan clocks?
Jordan, Jordan.
Thank you, Kathy, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then we at least have an idea.
Yeah. And we do have a
Can I-
Other than,
budget.
oh, this is what this guy said, this is. what this
Sorry,
guy said.
I don't usually do this much, but clocks are, I love knowing what time it is. I have clocks
Me too,
everywhere.
I'm crazy about clocks.
Yeah.
My grandparents received a clock for their wedding, and it's like propellers.
Nice.
And it was electric, and it had a little pendulum on the bottom, okay? And you had to start the clock by turning the thing in the back, and it kept perfect time going forwards or backwards. And I ended up with it. I love the clock.
Can we
All
put
the-
it on that post?
Well, this is my story, because I have it retrofitted. It stopped working. So what did I do? I called my dad, who fixes everything, and I said, Dad, Pop and Grandma's clock doesn't work anymore. I'm still going to keep it, but can you take a look at it? So he says, sure. And of course, my dad looked at it, and he couldn't fix it, but what he realized is that the gears, they got married in 1940? Yeah, 50, 40, I can't remember, but it was over 50 years old at the time when it came to me. And the gears had worn out. And so, I don't know, a few weeks later, he's like, I got Pop and Graham's clock back, and he gives it to me, and I'm like, where's the pendulum? Well, they had to retrofit it they used the same face, the same hands, but they turned it from an electric clock into a battery-operated clock with that little thing on the back, and I have to change the battery, and it doesn't run backwards anymore, but that was just a cool thing you could tell people. You didn't really need it to run backwards. So I have a little bit of experience and passion for savings, and I would have never gotten rid of it. I would have had it in my house with the wrong time on it, except for twice a day. But I was so excited, that it could be fixed, even though it only had a battery. So,
See, right there's Doc's room with all the clocks in it. I just took it.
so I mean, I understand
Well,
the passion
think
for it.
I think it would be a lot of fun project to work on. So if we can find an end that would satisfy more people as to being worthwhile to solve the problem, I think we need to step out of the box, to solve this problem. I think that's basically what it is. So keep thinking and looking, and we can still have trivia contests and stuff like that. I thought it would be a great thing to maybe at Summerfest, I don't know, maybe go to
Festival.
the meadery and have Lorraine Bates' hour of fun or drinking, whatever, and maybe we could raise a percentage of what they sell or something there.
You got 3 over there now. You got Stolgens, you got the Meadery, and you got
There you go.
Mortadelli. So
There
there's
you
3
go.
spots over in Historic Ardmore you can get a pour.
Yeah, there you go. So now, maybe we could have a tour, a Lorraine Bates village tour of vodka, something or other, but,
Tour of the
I'll check with the Rotary, back with the Rotary again, and if it's not Mike, I'll ask him who to talk to,
yeah.
and see if they have any interest in, now that we have the terminology, retrofitting the clock.
Well, and reach out to the local clocker. I just found him online, 308. He's online. He's got a website.
I just want to check with the Rotary Club.
Oh, yeah,
since
yeah, for sure.
It would be helpful to have their support.
Yeah, and if they've supported in the past, you want to give them the first.
Well, they
offer.
gifted the clock to begin
Yeah,
with, so,
sure.
and they have a plaque there and everything,
Yeah.
so I think it would be nice to get their support.
okay.
Do we want to try a GoFundMe page for the clock, or?
I think not until we know for sure what type of support we have in
What
the
we're gonna
community.
do
I
and
think
what our
that's
plan
the,
is and-
Okay.
And there aren't so many variables. Well, maybe we can get it, maybe we
Yeah,
can
then
get
we
the
wind
parts,
up
maybe.
with
And I'm-
$6,000.
I'm not sure if the
handle.
commission, as part of the village, can set up a GoFundMe page. I mean,
I
you'd
don't
have
know
to,
yeah,
you'd have to get,
let's start and get a specific, it's a good idea in the end.
That's what I think. Later.
Baby steps.
Yes, yeah, well, we've been baby stepping for a couple of years here, but we'll get there.
I'll talk to the Rotary Club and find out if they have an interest
Yeah, we got some new
in.
fresh faces too, that
Okay.
can give us some good ideas.
I'll call the guy from
ideas.
Jordan Clocks and just see if he's.
Yeah, just see if he's
interested in
willing
thinking about
to
it.
look at it, or just look at it. I wanted to fix it. Yeah. Wouldn't that be wonderful if he said, oh yeah, I know exactly what did, I got those parts, I know how to do.
I put that clock in there.
I fixed 20 of those already.
I've been waiting for somebody to ask me.
Really? So, okay, so the last one is G. Oh no, the last one, I have B, the Fall Festival. Now, but I don't know if anybody has had any ideas or thoughts on the Fall Festival.
Yeah, I think just based on last year, we were too spread out.
Do people want to keep it that same way with the little booths and people selling stuff? Is that?
I
the
like
way to
that.
go, or-
Well,
Vendors.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
but then it was like, I don't have any connection to, the animal adoption thing. I mean, I thought if we did, if we took and had the ghost stories on that path, and we can eliminate the bus and
Wait, do the Great Western or the Prairie Path?
stick to the prairie path. Get off the Great Western altogether, because we were all over the place.
Well, next, I did hear
And I don't-
from Mr. Harline that once that building starts being, the union starts being built, they're gonna chop, the prairie path, or the path that's there is gonna be stopped at where it gets off to
I don't know.
Cortese Park. So
That's
that
the-
little spot from.
I think you mean
Villa
the Great
to-
Western Trail, right?
Yeah, so that area is gonna be like closed off, construction.
Yeah, so we just, I
Wait,
don't
what
really want to be
areas is
over
So
that?
the Great Western Trail isn't gonna be there anymore?
No, that's not what I said. I said it's gonna be closed from where it
Construction.
During
connects-
construction.
Oh,
connects
okay.
on during, while they're building that Union building. That's,
I don't know what
story.
they do.
I don't either.
Is it an
They're
apartment
putting
building?
a-
Okay, I didn't
A
know
big
what it was.
apartment,
So-
mixed-use building,
Yeah,
right
it's
by the
not
rec
gonna be
center,
pretty.
where there's a big open parking lot
Think-
south of the rec
Oh,
center.
My notes from last year were the balloon guy was real popular, the face painting was real popular, and we just double up on that.
Across from Open Street.
Face
Huge,
paint. I thought,
Okay,
could we label it
people have one
Halloween
question,
and
yes.
like
Yeah,
do a
I
lot
think they're
of
gonna put a
Halloween
restaurant.
Oh, I
stuff
like that.
in with it, with fall and Halloween together?
Is it-
Maybe
are
we
you
could
using that
see
for
if we
parking?
could get the Villa Avenue,
it's gonna be
where they do their own trick or treating
parking
thing, if they could, we could get them to
And
come.
some-
If we would work
with us.
together, I think
Work
that
with us
sounds
on
good.
that day.
Yeah, I think that's a really good
I
idea,
do
Mary.
too.
We could-
Because that's a really popular event with the costumes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that, it's that business district, whatever that
business.
business district
Yeah,
is,
Villa
what they call it.
Avenue, Villa Avenue.
Then,
But, you know, it's getting so thin at Villa Avenue. People buy
No,
the
but
buildings and then
it's-
they just sit there and they don't do anything with them.
but the kids would come with
So-
the, because when we were out there with the,
Well, yeah, they do that trick or treating and they.
Sort of
Which we
Cortese.
could still have, you know, the businesses involved in that. And they did a little contest at the Cortese on that thing. They
where the
did-
Boy Scouts could sell the pumpkins.
Yeah, that would be nice.
We didn't have anybody selling pumpkins.
No, we didn't.
I think like a fortune teller or
Yes,
something
yes.
like that.
For all
to
that
see-
kind of.
We didn't have, the restaurant wasn't even
stuff.
open.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, well, I don't think we need to.
I know,
but it was
count
like-
on those people, yeah.
What was that, more?
No,
No, it was,
Fuel and,
Fuel,
well,
Oh,
it used to be Fuel and Crime.
What's it called?
Travel.
Tribute.
Yeah.
they weren't even open.
yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
They closed already.
And we
Oh,
told
wow.
them what a great, I went in there and talked to the people and said, it's gonna be so great for you guys, just, they weren't even open.
No, yeah, they,
So that, you know,
Yeah.
couple things. But I
That
think
is a shame.
the balloon guy was popular, the face painting was real popular, the kids craft thing was
Cotton
popular.
candy was.
right.
Oh, yeah,
what
cotton
kids
candy was
kind of
popular.
a thing.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
I don't know.
Azana and I
if-
like the lobster, so.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that
they'll come, they probably come.
Oh, to the lobster
So I think if
It
it's
was
just,
good.
That was why we were there.
if the stories were popular, just if we kind of
I think we
stay,
could do, yeah, because we could.
Maybe less
theoretically,
vendors, you
I
don't have to,
know how
like,
hard it would be, but we
maybe
could
just make it food
Maybe
and
cut
food and
across
crafts.
to
No, I would.
Ovaltine. It'd be kind of hard to have to.
You didn't like
close
the
that.
puppy adoption?
No, you left me.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it's just
She
was so
already
much
has a
stuff.
dog.
There was just so much stuff going on, and there was only a few of us.
Just very spread thin. You guys
Well,
know.
I mean, I don't have any
this summer will be a
connections
little
I think we
more
should get
organized
volunteers,
with,
maybe.
But so if we want to kind of think with that Halloween, fall and Halloween together, kind of a thing, and just make it more kid orientated, I don't think people really minded that. You know, nobody was saying, oh geez, there's no beer here. Because Brew Fest is just the weekend before, isn't it?
And you're surrounded by bars. If really
Right.
someone
Right, so
really
we
wanted to
could-
get their drink
We could
on.
also work with the bars to have some kind of a Halloween drink or
Yeah.
something. Special Halloween drink. I don't want people stumbling all over the town, you know. Okay, don't make it that good. Make it just where one is good.
It's not a Halloween pub crawl.
Right, you don't drink it with a straw. So, well, okay, so then let's think of that way. And so we can all think of our, I would try and find out who is in charge of that Villa Avenue.
Business district there.
Yeah. And I'll go to the Realtor, they usually have all that information on that. So,
We have two
When is
today.
Brewfest?
October 5th? It's the first Saturday in October.
Okay.
We have a hand up over here.
Yeah, if you guys need a
October
contact
4th.
for
Fourth.
tribute, I was on the phone with her today discussing ribbon cutting and stuff for this summer, because they sound like they're coming at it pretty strong this summer. Tribute is?
Oh, good.
I don't think that they had all of their ducks in a row and all the momentum they wanted last year. I think it was sort of an awkward transition from the previous management and ownership. But now, they recently joined the chamber, and I was on a phone call today with them discussing, in addition to other topics, their ribbon cutting that's upcoming. So if you guys want to direct connect to Tribute in terms of them supporting this event and promoting this event, I got a line for them.
I think the question was is that they weren't open that late in the season
Right.
last year. Are they extending their season this year?
Maybe if we poke them in the ribs, they will.
Okay.
You know, that's, all you can do is ask. So, but I'm just
All right.
saying, you know, if you want the direct line to ask them about, you know, possible collaboration in events between their business and your fund commission, they seem very positive on both parties, very amenable to cooperation.
Oh my God, that's so good to know. I thought it was just gonna.
The folks that are doing it now, that are operating the business, currently operate the Itasca Country Club.
Yeah.
So they have hospitality experience. They have a certain depth of pocket they're operating out of. And I think this is a sort of a side project fund venture for them they'd like to see successful.
Yeah, I would think it's a perfect thing. I would think they would.
Sounds
want it
encouraging.
Yeah, to be working out. Okay, so let's all using our little heads. I will go down and see if I can find the Villa Avenue person in charge. And I would like to kind of maybe touch base with some of the I would say bars, the drink businesses in the area, to see if they'd be amenable to working on having some kind of a drink. I know they have those Halloween women, what are they, the Mrs. whatever from
The Ropers
knock
around?
on our door.
The Ropers.
Oh, the Ropers.
Yeah, the Ropers, so maybe we could somehow get them to do something too. I thought it would be really fun to do for the adults or for even the kids to do a flash mob of the time warp someplace.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so just, yeah, I'm thinking Halloween,
You're
because that's
very
what I like.
creative, Mary.
There are some dance clubs too around, or dance.
You got the Irish Dance Studio right there. That's
Yeah,
in that block too.
That I know
ballroom.
Carla
Ballroom.
was last year trying to have to see if they could get some of them to do the Michael Jackson Thriller dance.
Yeah.
That's
really going to be awesome.
yeah, so that, I mean, just things like that would be, I think, and if somebody, if anybody is interested in calling Carla, I know Kathy and I are probably the only people that know her.
Carla is.
Carla was the one that, see, I'm so terrible, I can't even remember her last name.
Graph.
Carla Graff, yeah,
Oh.
she was in charge. This was her baby. The Fall Festival was her baby.
Gotcha.
So
She
for
talked
2
about getting the
years.
Ghostbusters too. There were like some Ghostbusters in there.
Oh, really?
They were just
So she wanted
stacked
to,
in.
she started out wanting to have a hayride, and then it morphed into the bus because the hayride was, yeah, it was, so this was her thing. So I don't know if she has lists of, she said she'd help with anything, but I'd rather do something a little different. So that's a question for everybody, maybe think about it for next time, whether we feel we want to have those vendors.
Okay.
Or leave it to certain kinds of vendors or whatever. And then our food, because that's our biggest budget. I mean, we got, so maybe our food trucks will be a little bit easier. And we can, if we can double up on the balloon guy. The balloon guy was added late because he was like 1,500. He was a big thing. But if we can use our budget that way, you know. So this is something that I think is going to have some kind of a special committee.
Okay.
So I have to kind of check with, you know. That's right, isn't it, Gina, that like you can have 2 people for a committee now, because it has to be, unless you want to do an agenda. And then you can have a special meeting, can't you? Even if you're just gonna like plan something.
If more than 2 people are going to get together and
That's considered.
plan, and it's,
Even
it
if
would
it's
have to be.
considered meeting and
Yeah,
gotta
it
do
has-
the-
Yeah, it has to it has to be advertised so that the public can
Open
attend.
meeting,
Yeah, that's what's so rough.
If
with
it,
the small
I think
group.
2 is okay, but it can't be more than 2.
Yeah, but I don't think that's enough people I mean, you can't do this on 1 hour a month. But we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can get 2 or 3 people. All we have to do is do an agenda.
And advertise
I'm
it.
open to additional meetings as needed,
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
I'm sure can get it put together.
And they were advertised before when
Sure.
the meetings were at, like, the.
Yeah, I think we'll do it.
mean, by the
I went and talked to
Historical
the
Society.
library. They have a room that'll hold like 9 people, so.
Or when we walked around
Yeah.
to see it,
yeah.
that's why I sat at the picnic table in
Oh,
case
yeah.
anybody came.
What are you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's hard, it's hard.
Mhm.
You can't just snap your fingers and have this stuff done.
Yeah.
I wish you could.
Yeah.
It's so nice to be like,
I dream of Jeannie.
Yeah. Okay, so there's this one last thing, and I was thinking of this too, which Deepa wanted, was the Spirit Award. And we could do a Spirit Award. We used to do a Spirit Award. When something did something spiritual.
what is the Spirit Award?
They just get a little plaque, and it's a spirit. We had one for when we saved the Christmas trees on the Prairie Path. Your family, we gave one to Jeannie Nicholson for just being a superb person who pretty much worked on the Fun Commission, before it was the Fun Commission, the Pride Commission, and she did a lot of stuff. So it's something that, I mean, we can decide who, what, when, where, why, but we need some people to nominate and give us some people.
Because how often do we want to do, are we going to do it monthly, quarterly?
It's not a thing like that. For a while there, we were going to do a card of recognition to, like we gave Cheryl a card, and we gave Suzanne a little card from the Fun Commission, thanks for all you do, blah, blah, blah. This is a presentation with not really a plaque, but an award. At a board meeting. And it wasn't, it's hard to say we're going to do it every month, because there's maybe months where there's not
There's not a whole lot of spirit going on.
Yeah, or
About something spontaneous if you see something that's.
Yeah, it did feel like something that was over and above and spontaneous.
Yeah, something
and,
spontaneous.
So that's why it's hard to register that every time.
How do we go about promoting it and so people nominate people? Is that something
Well,
that we do?
that would be something that we could do, and we could do that on Facebook.
Okay.
And we could also, we can try and, if this is something that we want to make a big thing, we can do a presentation at a board meeting. Not a long one, but just say this is our new program, we're trying to, but we do have to have our email available to us on how to get you guys people to email it. So that's something we'll have to.
Do we want to put that on the agenda then for next month? And somebody come up with a text for nominating, so we can put out something maybe streamlined for.
Well, I think we can start out just with the Facebook page. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to turn this into a weekly or a monthly thing. I just don't think this is an awful lot of work to do. You have to contact them. You have to find out. You have to get the award. You have to get the time at the meeting, and you have to get people together to go to the meeting and support the meeting. And does anybody know of anybody right now that thinks, besides Gina? Because I think Gina would be a good person, but
You can't.
you just blew the surprise.
Oh, it's okay, really.
You're not supposed to tell her.
Just say nice things about me,
How do we
and
nominate
that's
her
good
without
enough.
her knowing, so.
Are you saying you don't have access to the Pride Commission?
I think,
It's at invillapark.com email address.
yeah, it is, but you need a password.
Yeah,
to
but
get
we
to
have,
it.
the guy who's in
Changed it.
charge of it works for us.
Changed it.
Who changed it?
I don't know, Eliza was, obviously I don't go on. Because Eliza was talking about how they needed a new password.
Do you want me to-
We really
I can
wanted
take
to
care
get
of
a
that.
different password after a few people left. Not
Yeah.
that we thought it was something that they were going to do anything, but we just wanted it to be
Just for safety
ours.
reasons.
We
They
wanted it to
force
be
you to
ours.
change it like they force us to change it, or no?
Well,
don't
I
know
have
if
to
we do that
change,
for staff. We
like,
have to.
yeah, envelope park dot, my G Racanelli envelope every, I don't know, is it 90
months or
days or
something like
something?
that,
I have to
yeah.
change it.
So you never
So
remember.
how about if I just, the gentleman who is in charge of IT is on vacation, he's out of the country. I think he returns next Monday, but I'll double check and I'll get it taken care of. Because what he'll do is, he'll reset it, and then he'll send an email, and it has like a temporary password that then you change and make it a,
The lady chairman, then you can pick.
yeah. Or I can help you and do it, and then just tell you what it is, however you want to do it.
Yeah, it's, I know it's no big thing. It's like, you know.
But I thought I was hearing like you couldn't get the password.
Yeah, because she's our
So Eliza
our,
could-
yeah, social, sure. But I don't know, is it just specific people that should have that, like?
I can find all that out.
Okay.
You probably would have had to fill out a form, an internet use policy, and sign off
Yeah,
on
See,
it.
I don't know, because I know she talked to Riley. She did have contact with Riley. but
Well,
I don't
Riley's
know
not the
what they
person
talked
that handles the passwords, though.
about. Well, I don't know.
Brian
Maybe
is.
that's what she found out when she talked to her. But she didn't fill me in on that, so.
You can ask me anything that has to do with the Village of Villa Park, and if I don't know the answer, I will find the answer for you.
Now we've got that out there, but, you know, honest to goodness, and maybe I'm not the right person, because I never, ever really thought about that. You know, I mean, I did once when I went on it.
I got
That
it.
was- And that was.
I got it, I'll take care of it.
So, okay.
I'm on it.
There's that. Okay. Let's go get to our commissioner comments here and get the show on the road. Michelle, we'll start with you today.
Oh, well, geez. Really, I'm glad the Find Lucky event went well. I am curious to see how many people actually totally participated. That was fun. Looking forward to getting going on promoting the Prairie Path cleanup. And on a fun note, I became a grandmother on St. Patrick's Day. Very nice.
Congratulations.
My little shamrock.
What a perfect birthday.
That's the name, that's the name of the child,
Rory Ann, it's a girl. And she's
Shamrock for short.
She is yes. Little Miss Lucky, so we have our own little Miss Lucky now.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah,
That's it.
Kathy?
Yep. I don't have any,
Nothing from Kathy.
because I have to write them down then.
I don't believe so.
No? Carl, you can,
I'm happy to be here. I'm actually able to sit at the table today.
we will work on finding out how to get you voted in or
Sworn in.
And I look forward into helping out.
Thank you.
And we look forward to having you.
Thank you.
It's always good to have some testosterone in you.
I said the estrogen,
Oh, I'm only
estrogen
guy.
run high.
That's fine.
Estrogen heavy room.
Kathy?
All right, so I'm sure that this is not the appropriate time to say it, but I gotta tell you, that rec center is rocking my world. I gotta tell you, I get to watch, I walk through, not even half a block, a quarter of a block, go watch my kids play basketball. My grandson meets me over to walk over the track. My granddaughter's taking cooking lessons. They're doing local cooking tonight. I got a personalized tour of the gym facilities with a personalized trainer who is fabulous. I mean, this is just such a good, positive thing for Villa Park. I love it. I go almost every day, even if I don't do anything, because you would think I'd be thin by now, but I'm not. But I'm loving it. I just think it's so great. So I'm very thankful, Gina. I think it's the greatest thing.
Well, there you go. Okay, that's good. So that's, everybody got their say, huh? The chairperson comments, I'm just really glad everybody's here, and I hope everybody uses their minds and jots down notes, so that we can add to this and get something to move forward, other than, just thoughts and prayers here. I got two things I know I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the Villa and I'm gonna talk to the bars, so that'll be things done. And that's it for me. I can't wait for Carl to be a voting member, so. Village liaison.
Yeah, that's me. I don't have anything other than just let me know what support you need from me and anything that you have that you would like me to take up to the board.
Gina.
I know I talk so much tonight, so I really shouldn't have anything, but I do, because of the discussions tonight. Thank you so much for saying nice things about the rec center.
I love it.
I am equally, if not more, grateful for it, as you are. It's been just I've been with the village over 30 years, and I never imagined that at this stage in my career, and after being here as long as I was, that we would have a new rec center, that the village would, pursue it and build it and accept that $10 million grant. And it is so motivating going in there every day. I mean, I love my job. I've always loved it, but to love it more is really kind of crazy when I think about that. It's just fantastic. It's such a motivating place to be. So if you haven't had a chance to be there or come in, please do.
Gotta go. It's all state of the art. That's the other thing. There's like nothing that's, it's just really a classy place. You feel really good about being in Villa Park when you go there.
It's a lot of fun. Secondly, and more importantly, I've said this, I think, maybe it was when you were asking questions a couple meetings ago about having support, to have the commission. I am your operations person, okay? Anything that this commission needs answered or inquiry or anything like that, it's my job to get that for you. Plus, if you're asking somebody else in the village that I don't know it's an inquiry and I can't follow through with it. So I want to tell you I'm here. Ask me anytime, anything. You can call me, you can text me, email, it works really well. But questions like the password and things, that should come to me. And I'm sure Eliza meant nothing by it. She thought she was going to the right person, but I have agreed. When I was asked to do this, I agreed that I would handle those kinds of things. And so even if Riley is the person, I'd rather the question come to me and me go to Riley. And I will take care of it. In this case, it's Brian. I'll talk to Brian Sawyer. And we'll get it all straightened out. And I don't think I realized that you were without that email address. So I'm sorry if we talked about it and I missed it.
Yeah, I think we had it. It's just something I haven't.
I will get on that and any other stuff. I'll talk to Mike about the clock. Get your password. Was there one more thing?
Get me that, whatever it is for the summer festival.
Oh, the form. Oh, yeah, for sure. You're definitely on that. We'll get that out to you. You're not into email so much, right?
I'm trying to get better because
You could send it to me.
Because
You could email it to me.
Okay.
I live down the street, so I could print it out and hand it to Mary.
Yeah, just why don't you...
Obviously, texting is more immediate for
Yeah.
me, but I'm trying to at least look twice a week at
Well,
my-
during the meeting, do you want to just write down your email? I forwarded you, I updated the reimbursement form
Okay.
because our GL codes changed and I include that on there. So, I mean, I have it, but I updated the form, I sent it to Eliza. I also sent one to you, and I said, if you'd rather have paper copies, tell me, and I'll make copies, and you can pick them up if
Well,
you'd
you know,
like.
as far as, let's tell everybody this right now, as far as computers go, my husband is my computer whiz.
Okay.
He does things for me, makes copies for me, does this. I mean, I can make copies on a copy machine, but off of the computer, he'll make copies, he'll do that for me, because I just haven't spent time learning that. And right now, he is not able to do that as easily and
Sure.
as fast as he used to be able to do that. Yeah, really. I need some copies.
Well, like I told you before, if we're talking, 25,
Exercise for him to go down the basement.
25, 50 copies, we'll do those for you at that great, nice, big, pretty
I
building.
live right down the street.
Yeah.
I'm right down the street.
That's
It takes
awesome.
me 5 minutes to get there, so,
Ask away. And Judy she's there in the
Yeah,
mornings.
yeah.
She'll do, I've told her that you're the queen of the Fun Commission and to, provide whatever you ask for.
She was always, even at the other place. So
Yeah.
It's nice to have you closer.
Yeah.
But, and I'm not saying that just because I want you to give me a thing or anything.
I'll give you
I just
anything you want.
understand that's why I'm so uncomfortable with it and I don't do well with it. So if I'm late or I don't see it as often as other things.
I would never know that. You text all the time
I
with
do
me,
text.
so,
So we all have our thing, but, yeah, so that's that. Okay, so it's kind of a late.
Thank you.
We covered a lot.
We did cover a
covered a
lot.
lot.
We did get a
It's
lot.
very productive.
It was, thank you for stopping.
Where's that
So,
clipboard?
That was good.
With their names?
It's right there.
Oh, okay.
So next time Carl will be,
Carlos.
Oh,
That's the other thing I'll look into.
Carlos.
That's okay. I will try and
Thank
remember
you.
that.
I'll check with, I'll check with the manager's office and find out about getting you sworn in.
Okay, that works for me.
And we do need to find out also, since we haven't adjourned, we need to find out how to shoot off a member.
We have to
How
what?
do you if somebody hasn't set up, isn't,
Attend the
Oh,
meeting.
someone that hasn't been coming?
well, yeah, and hasn't resigned, hasn't sent a letter of resignation.
I can find that. See, I'm your girl. This is what I do.
I didn't see anything about.
Gina, you better be careful. We're gonna have a whole list. You're gonna have
It's okay.
3 pages
Those are the
of
things I
stuff
do.
for you.
I do those things. So removing a member.
I'll look and see if there's anything in here, but I
Someone
know
who was recently
there's no
on the commission.
There's no way to communicate.
Yeah, I
with
guess
them
not.
Going to the house.
And getting Carl sworn.
So.
C-A-R-L-U-S?
C-A-R-L-U-S. Carlos.
Carlos. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Carlos sworn in.
I will
Motion to
motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, I'll second it then.
6:54.
I
Second.
You second, okay.
Azana will second. We'll make sure we'll see all those.
I always wanna get your name in the
seconds before you
minutes.
go.
That's exactly.
On the next meeting. So, thanks everybody for coming. I'm sorry.
Thank
we
you.
ran late, but-
Here's your clipboard and your pen. That's a good idea, Mary.
Ready to.
I think it's a really good idea.
For Carlos.
I don't think, yeah, we can
Oh.
get a shirt for him.
Did you just see this?
It's not big enough.
No one's gonna miss me.
That's my shirt.
We heart VP?
That's cute.
This could be your shirt coat, but I'm not sure.
Because I thought that we were talking about, didn't we
It's
mention
pretty big,
that
so I think
we
it
needed
could
one
be
for him
big.
and for
Is it an
Yes,
extra
yeah.
I
large or
think
large?
that's gonna be for him, I do.
Well, you can have it then.
I wear a double X.
Is it for my mom?
This is, no, it's big.
Yeah, my mom's in large. Is it a
Two
large?
extra large.
It needs to be a double X.
It is 2X, isn't it?
True,
Oh, okay.
two extra.
Then sure. If you don't want it, I'll take it.
No, it's not, I think it's for
It was
little.
for
I
you.
don't
We
see
were-
this-
Oh.
this-
But does it have anything on it? I think
Oh,
we
it
were
does. It has, so
preemptively-
you love VP.
Carlos,